Get your body out that bed. It's time to go to work. Good morning. Yeah. I've already been going at it. As you can see, I'm trying to get the rest of this cleared out of here and start moving dirt around here. I want this to drain very good. If we get this rain tonight, I want to be able to see this drain good. So that's what I'm working on this morning. So let's get her done. It's 6:30 a.m. Get your body out that bed.
Family and friends, we got houseboats to build and tractors to mend. Join the journey, let the adventure begin. From the four-wheelers we're fixing to tiny house dreams, every day's a challenge, but it's sweeter than it seems. Downsizing our life, but living more free. Come along, share this life with me. Welcome to Junktojems, where the work never ends. Off-grid living with our family and friends. We got houseboats to build and tractors to mend. Join the journey, let the adventure begin. From the live chats, we'll tell you what's new. Sharing our progress and projects with you. From Florida's coast to Arkansas hills, we're chasing freedom and chasing thrills. Welcome to Junktojems, where the work never ends. Off-grid living with our family and friends. We got houseboats to build and tractors to mend. Join the journey, let the adventure begin. Like, subscribe, and share. It's all for free. Together we'll build this homestead dream. Junktojems Homestead, where we live off the land. With hard work and heart, we'll make our stand. From the four-wheelers we're fixing to tiny house dreams, every day's a challenge, but it's sweeter than it seems. Downsizing our life, but living more free. Come along, share this life with me. Welcome to Junktojems, where the work never ends. Off-grid living with our family and friends. We got houseboats to build and tractors to mend. Join the journey, let the adventure begin. In the live chats, we'll tell you what's new. Sharing our progress and projects with you. From Florida's coast to Arkansas hills, we're chasing freedom and chasing thrills.
Alright, well, been out here digging all morning trying to get this water line buried before getting over here to the garden. Had to dig it all up. Tore a big hole in my shop. It's alright. That'll happen. So let's see how much more we can get going here. Well, y'all, it's been a long, busy day. I think it's like 6 o'clock, 6 p.m., something like that. And yeah, we got the water line buried. Well, got it in. Got part of it buried so I could get back over there and start digging my trench for the water line to go to the shop. And then I came out here and started working on the stuff near the J pond. The J pond, you know what I'm talking about over there. So, look at that. Took out a few more trees. Let that sunshine hit all that dirt right there so it can dry up. Now I'm starting to work towards getting the island done. And I'm gonna bring this, the top of this part of the J right here. I'm gonna bring it over here a little bit more. I'm gonna take out a couple more trees here. And then we're gonna take this little nipple off right here. So widen that out so that we can get the island looking right. So that tree right there, it's gonna come out. It's just a little bitty one anyway. It's gonna come out. And then we're gonna start working on it and make it look good. As you can see, I pushed a bunch more of that pile over there back up a little bit so that I can get in there and start bringing the J around there. And keep going, you know. It's a hot day, but look, I'm getting all this stuff tightened up out here. Let me take you out here to the shop. Now I'm gonna show you my boo-boo. And it wasn't really even my boo-boo. It was more like I thought I had the roots cut through the cut all the way through the stump on the back side of the shop there, you know, because there was that giant tree back there. So I thought I had the roots all cut. Well, come to find out, there was a couple of them buried down deep in there that I didn't see. And man, when I pulled that stump back, it just went to tearing stuff up. So yeah, I was a little, if you couldn't tell earlier in the video, I was a little perturbed about what I did. But you know, it is what it is. So, but it's okay. It'll survive. And you know, the way I see it, that just gives me another door. But this is the back of the shop. Remember how muddy this was? Big old swamp hole back here and everything. So now I've still got to get all this out. But you ready for this? I say, are you ready for this? I say, are you ready? Look at that. So, looks like we're gonna have a back door to the shop. So, it is what it is. That ain't no big deal. I'll cover it with something. It's kind of under an eave anyway, so, you know, and I'll just get the roots out of there. And who knows, I might even make a bigger door right here, something I can cover up with like a tarp or something like that back here. You know, all this right here. And just cover it, take it out, cover it up with a tarp. And that way I can get, have a through door here, you know what I mean? So I can drive around back here and just drive straight on through the shop. Which is probably what I'll do. Then who knows, maybe I can get me another one of them carports. It's on, like it's on the front there. And we can put it in there. But you see how big that hole is? That's that was that stump. And that thing was huge. Mega huge. In fact, let me take you. I'll say, let me come on over here and show you what I see. So, as you can see, those two roots right there, I didn't see that one. I had no idea. I cut all the other ones, but didn't see that one. And when it came up out of the shop, boy, that was it. It's huge. I mean, that thing's about up to my waist. But we got her done. Getting her done. And Man, y'all remember that great big giant pile that was back here? Doesn't that look so much better? So I had to fill in the water line right here and down through here a little bit. Even though we were going to put electric in right there, we can still, with that, the electric line doesn't have to be that deep, so I'm not too worried about that. I can just scrape the bucket down across there and be able to get that electric line in there. And I've got one more stump I've got to try and get out right here, and hopefully I won't make another door. So, but it's looking good out here, y'all. It's really looking nice. I went over there and cleaned up some more stuff over there, and I got all of that tightened up across there. Took a couple of trees out over there by the tent. And then, like I said, you know, I got all that over there. So it's been a long day. You know, got up early this morning and started getting after it. And slowly but surely. And then here soon, I'm hoping to get all those piles out and a bunch more of those trees out over there, so that this will stay dry. I think if I can get the trees out of there, all of this ground will dry up faster and stay dry. And that's the goal, because, you know, none of this has been touched in 20 years. So, you know, I was looking back at Google Maps a while back, and all of this was covered out here, y'all. All of this was all, I mean, cleared, I mean. So 20 years ago, this was all cleared. And this all looked really nice out here. It was all pretty green grass. And, you know, I don't need that many trees. You know, all they do is keep the ground wet. So, you need that summertime sun and even that wintertime sun to help keep the ground dry. So I think, you know, taking a lot of these out and making this look pretty, and so I can mow it and make it look nice and keep it looking nice, I think that'll be a huge change. And yeah, I will get there slowly but surely. So got another pile of dirt that I took out of the pond over there, the J pond. Took that pile out. So I think I still need like maybe 1 or 2 more loads put up here, and then have this thing all smoothed out, and then I can lift the pavers up and start going to town with that. You know, I put a couple of loads in here already, and it was just a little bit, still not high like I wanted it to. I want to get it up high enough to where the water don't settle here or sit here. And so I figure 1 or 2 more loads out of that, bucket loads out of that. I'll clean the roots and stuff and the stumps out, and then I'll get in here and start raking. But you know, the truck is my priority right now. So tomorrow morning, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be going over there and working on the truck. I'm going to try that little trick that everybody was telling me about taking the flywheel away from the torque converter and then taking the battery out and do that. So that's the plan for in the morning. And that's I mean, providing it doesn't rain. It is starting to get a little windy out here, but it's cooling it off, so I'm not going to complain about that. As long as, if the rain doesn't hit, then this should be really sweet, and I'll be able to get out here early and do that. Do it while it's cool. So I will bring you along for that in the morning. So until then, I think we're going to call it a day. It's time for a cold drink. All right, so we'll see you in a short. Hey, good morning, y'all. Well, like I said yesterday, I'm going to go ahead and work on the truck this morning. So we're going to get the battery put in here. We got to get the beast going, y'all. So we're going to get the battery put in, and we're going to start her up again, and we're going to see, kind of compare that noise. So we're going to start it up, listen to that noise, and then I'm going to disconnect the torque converter from the flywheel, slide the torque converter back, because it will slide back just a tiny bit, just enough to clear it, and then we're going to start it back up again, and then check it out and see if the noise changes, and then we'll know for sure what's going on underneath here. So, all right, let's get at it, and we'll see you in short. Actually, you know, I'll just keep talking to you. I don't mind. Never knew what has caused my brain. The cowboy like him could be anything. He always expected the worst in the back of his mind. All right. Okay, so now you heard that noise, and you notice it quieted right on down. So as long as I wasn't putting any throttle to it, and then it wanted to run semi-okay. Still a little bit on the knock sensor there that we got to work on, but I'm gonna disconnect that flywheel, and we're gonna see what it makes a sound then, and or what kind of sound change it makes us anyway, and we'll go from there. So let's get hot after that. There's only a few bolts in it, so it shouldn't take very much to do it. Go ahead and pull the beeping key out. Find some tools, and I'll show you what I'm doing underneath there, okay? Alright, we've got her jacked up with our air jack. We do have a jack stand underneath there for safety, and I should have enough room to get underneath there now. I even got a light plugged in out here so that I can get up underneath here and see what I'm doing, you know, because, you know, I know kind of see. So, yeah, my poor hole. Gonna be a door soon now. I'm gonna have a drive-through. So, I just need to serve burgers and drinks out there now. That'd be good, right? No, I'm kidding. Let's get her done, y'all. Let's show you what I'm doing. Okay. So you can see here, this is how the flywheel bolts to the torque converter. This being the torque converter, this being the flywheel. So I'm just gonna rotate it up here a little bit, find me a nice little blank spot that I can get a wrench on or a socket on. And I don't know if I can get it on this side or not. Over here, yeah, I still got room on the side of the starter. And I'm gonna crank her around here a little bit and see what I can do. See if I can get you set up where you can see this. I don't know if I can or not. I may have to do some of this one-handed this morning, y'all. So we're just gonna, we gotta rotate it around that way so that we can get to a bolt right there. That may be tight. He said wiggle it just a little bit. Yeah, so a lot of you have said it just about guarantee it's the flywheel broke. Some call it a flex plate, some call it a flywheel. I've always known it as a flywheel. gonna see if we can't get a socket up on that now. So I'm gonna show you what I'm trying to do right there. So I'm trying to get to that bolt right here. She never knew what his calls might bring. Cowboy like him, there could be anything. She always expected the worst in the back of her mind. He said it's cold out here and I'm all alone. Didn't make the short go again, and I'm coming home. You know I've been away too long. Now I gotta remember what size those were. This is why I love the lift, y'all. With the lift, you can see right up in here and just get to wherever you needed to get to. So it looks like it's bigger than what I've got here. So let me go round up a few more tools and see what we got. All right, so right here at the bottom of the block, you can get a wrench up in there. You can't get your fingers in there, but there is a little slot right here that the bolt should pull out and be able to set in that slot. And we'll just keep taking them out, and it can set in that slot until you rotate it around, and you can pull it out those little spots that I just showed you. And I think they are 14 millimeter because the 15 is taking it off, but it's just a hair loose. And I've got the 14 in there. I just didn't feel like getting out of there and making one more round on it. Of getting out from underneath this thing. So we'll go ahead and get them all out of here like this. Here's where it would be nice to have extra set of hands for when you're underneath here grabbing tools, and also when I get ready to start it, I don't have to climb out of here and then climb back down underneath here to get a camera in here to watch it, to see what it's doing. So it looks like I got the bolt coming out now, so I need to get her down here where I can see if it would come out of that hole. She was starting to hit the block. And you're not going to be able to get your fingers in there. But these bolts aren't very long, so I'm going to see if I can't get it back up here to this hole to where I can get it, pull it out. Oh, I got that song stuck in my head. Y'all do that? Anybody else do that? Get that song stuck in your head and you just can't let it go. I may have to take the starter out real quick. Just to be able to get my fingers in there is all. Probably just It ain't like you gotta disconnect the starter. You just gotta get her loose. But I think it'll come out of here. I just gotta get a little bit more on this flywheel. Might be on getting on about a compression stroke right here, so that's why the flywheel's getting tight to get loose. Alright, well, probably just be easier to take the starter loose. That's just a couple of bolts right there. And this way I can get this out of here, because that's what it feels like it's gonna give me the most room right there. Or I'm gonna turn it back in. I'm gonna try the other side over here, but I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take the starter out, y'all. It'd be a lot easier. Just take it loose and set it back a little bit, and it's only a couple of bolts, so it'd be Hey, Miley. So, as you can see how much easier it is to get the bolts out. Just take the starter loose and just let it lay there. It's a lot easier to do it that way. And you can get these bolts right on out. I want to say there's only 3 or 4 of them in these things, but I don't remember exactly. And for me, it's easier to break them loose here at the bottom rather than trying to get up there, and just get them broke loose down here first. And then well, I guess there's more than 3. Right there was a loose one. Wow. Well, that's crazy. That one was that loose. Makes me wonder if this other one underneath here is loose now. We're about to find out. Wow, that one was super loose too. Alright, well, let's get this other one. I want to see how loose the other one was. Oh, this one was even backed out a little bit. Alright, let's see if we can get the camera up in here and see this next one, see how far it was backed out. Yeah, I guess it don't look like it really backed out there, but it was sure loose. All right. Wow, look at that. I was able to spin that out of there with my fingers. Didn't even have to put a wrench on it. So it looks like in my haste to leave Florida when I put this transmission in here. I guess I didn't torque these down right. You know, I'm trying to pull that heavy load with it. Probably didn't like that at all. All right, time to make the noise. Alright, yeah, when I got underneath there, you can see the flywheel doing this number, just wobbling. So, alright, well, that problem we know is gone. We know, or not gone, but we know what it is. It has been discovered. So now we know we got to get in there and change that. So, I've got one on the back of this other engine here. Now, knowing whether it's okay or not is will be a little hard to tell, but I don't know. I don't see why it would be anything wrong with it, but right, well, yeah, when we started it, you could see that flywheel just doing that vibration thing. And so that's got to be what it is, because it sure don't sound like a bearing rattling in there, because the bearing is more subtle and more like you can tell it's in oil type of deal, you know. And that's definitely too loud and right in your face now. So, all right, so now we know what the problem is there. At least I don't have to take the transmission completely out. I should be able to just slide it straight, get it back far enough to where I can get the bolts out, and then put a new flywheel on it, new bolts, and put her back together, and hopefully that'll solve the problem. But the transfer case, unfortunately, does have to come out in order to slide the transmission back. So, like I said, at least it all don't have to come out completely. So that'll be a little bit of a bonus. But we'll see what we can do about that. I probably will start working on that here in just a few minutes and start taking bolts out. So, all right, we'll be back. All right, well, now that we know what's going on, we're going to get to this tomorrow. Now I've still got a bunch more stuff I got to finish out here today, and you'll see all that tomorrow. But don't forget, like and subscribe, you know, all the good stuff you always say again. And we're gonna get this beast going now. Look at there, we're gonna get her going. So I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching, appreciate it. See you then.